Okay, great. So, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to this power training that we actually going to be going through today. I have the honor of starting off this training as Maxwell, our awesome leader, is in Italy and is building the Italian team. So, today there's two very important topics that I really want to talk about. The first one is presentation, and the second one is time management. So, make as much notes as possible. Remember everything that we say because it's quite important, and I believe it's important, and I believe it will be for the team as well. Okay, so let's just get going. Okay, so firstly, let's start with a world opportunity, and I just want to go through some presentation tips with you. Now, I'm not sure if any one of you heard of the KISS principle. Now, it may sound a bit funny, but what it actually means is keep it simple, stupid. That's what it means. Now, remember, when you're doing any presentation, giving out too much information is a danger and it's a distraction to the newcomer. So you don't want to say a lot. You want to keep it as simple as possible, as precise as possible as well. So when you are presenting to show the difference this business opportunity can make to the audience and their families out there, and even to their communities as well. So you got to present with purpose, you got to present with heart. Now, always start off by saying your story as well. Now, if you haven't heard my story before, how I got involved in World Global Network, I'll say it to you now because it's quite important, and I'd like you to practice this, practice your own stories. Now, I have a high blood pressure problem, and I was in this habit of putting the strap around my arm every afternoon to check if my blood pressure is okay and if it's in accordance with my readings. And it becomes frustrating because at times you forget to even do the strapping, and it becomes annoying. So I was looking out for a wearable technology in the market, and lo and behold, I came across this product via none other than Maxwell himself. So when I saw what Maxwell was doing, I said, you know what, this is a no-brainer for me. I'm immediately in this business because I can see how it can help the millions and millions of people out there as well. So the point being is you got to share your story, why you got involved in this business, what has it done for you so far, and how's it helping you as we speak now as well. So always, when you're speaking with your audience, you need to connect with them. Be it a Skype call or a Zoom call or a normal telephonic call, you got to connect with your audience. You got to put yourself in their shoe and understand, let them understand where you're coming from as well. Okay. Another important point number 4, is this time spent on the presentation. Now, we know the world opportunity presentation should be nothing less than 30 minutes. Or 30 minutes and lower, it should be. So follow a 30 minutes rule. Now, how do you actually do this? You got to practice this presentation on your own so that you can time yourself so that you know where you're actually going wrong. Now, when I say 30 minute rule, I mean, when you come into this presentation or when you're presenting the world opportunity, we have the slides in there for you. We have all of the information for you. All it takes is for you just to make a little bit more notes and keep to the point. Remember the principle, keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, I'm not calling anyone stupid. I'm just saying that's the rule. Keep it simple. Be to the point. Be assertive as possible. Let your audience understand what you're actually trying to tell them. So like I said, practice this presentation as often as possible. When I started presenting the world opportunity, I was practicing, say, like the first day before I could present, I practiced on my own for about 3 different times. I went through this presentation. I made notes on the side just to make sure that I understand it. And now I still refer to my notes because we as humans, we can never keep as much in our brains, right? Because it's too much to take in. So you got to refer back to your notes all the time. Okay. Now, importantly, you got to display the triple E. Now, you would have learned this in maybe in the workplaces that you are in or in any other industry out there as well. It's called the triple E. Always show your excitement. Once you show your excitement, you're getting the audience behind you as well, and they go into the flow together with you as well. So you got to be excited all the time. Best way to be excited, my personal choice is I listen to a 10-minute motivational video before I get started. And of course, you got to show lots of energy. It's now 9 p.m. at night. A lot of people will be run down by this time. Some of them could be in bed already, right? So you got to have enough energy. Make sure you have your coffee or you have a proper meal so that you have enough energy that can take you on as long as possible. And of course, enthusiasm, you got to be excited about your opportunity. You got to be enthusiastic about it. You got to portray what it does out there. You know, this Hilo, this device is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Nobody should go without it at all. Okay? Importantly, know your presentation and the facts. Remember, the presentation that is supplied by World Opportunity is a guide for you. You got to know your facts. So for example, when you are talking about, let's just use an example of Biozen. You can't say to the audience that Biozen saves lives. We actually have the do's and don'ts and what to say and what not to say as well. So you got to know your facts. You got to say Biozen is medically and scientifically proven. Yep, you got to say the right things at the right time. So always practice your facts. Always know your facts before you get into a presentation. So preparation is key, ladies and gentlemen. It's very important. It's how you do anything is how you do everything. Like you would present yourself for an interview or present yourself when you're going to a wedding or anything of that sort. Preparation is key. When you're going for a wedding, you prepare days in advance. You prepare your route. You know exactly how you're getting there, what time you're going to get there, etc. So likewise, with your presentation, preparation is key. You got to know what time you're going to start your presentation as well. You got to be on the ball. Okay? And at the end of your presentation, allow for questions. But when you're allowing for questions, if you find one of the audience members asking too many questions that are not like relevant, basically tell them that you'd have a private conversation with them after the call or after the presentation, and you can discuss it with them. So give them the opportunity, but when you find them swaying your presentation or throwing it off guard, stop them there and then. Remember, you are the presenter. You are in control of your audience. What you do goes. It's your rules. You're presenting. So you got to present with assertiveness at all times. Okay, so that's just the tips that I want to give you on how to do the opportunity. There is many out there, but these are the key ones that I wanted to highlight to you, all of you, and what I wanted to talk to you about as well. Next up is something very famous. How many of you are familiar with this? African time. Am I late or are you early? You know, how many of you have been in a situation like this? Many of us, right? And I'm actually tired of these guys in the States and Canada and stuff that I keep saying to us that, hey, you guys operate on African time. That's nonsense. I do not operate on African time personally. Okay? I'm not the person that says, hey, be patient, I'm on African time. It does not work like that. There is no such thing. You are your own person. You know that there's a meeting. You got to be there on time. I'll give you an example. If you are going for an interview, do you think you will dare to be late for that interview? Not at all. So treat everything in your life as if you are going for an interview as well. I've got some tips to share on time management here. Like I said, it is a proven thing that in Africa and the Caribbean, we're known to have a relaxed attitude to time. So how about this? We are leaders on the call. How about us changing this mentality and showing everybody else that, hey, don't keep telling us that we live on African time or we work off African time. We are timeous people. We take our business seriously, and we are here all the time. So what really is time management? It's managing effectively. So right time for the right activity as well. So it's very important. Timing goes with everything. You know, you cannot afford to be late for a bus or a train. I use a cow train in this case. If I'm late by even 2 seconds, my train is gone. I got to wait 12 whole minutes. Now, you may say, oh, Nolan, you know what? 12 minutes is not too long. Believe me, if you're waiting out in the cold, 12 minutes is a long time. Now, like I said before, would you be late for an interview? Absolutely not. So treat your business the same way. I want to relate a story, and this is what I actually do. This is what I practice in my work environment. If I have a meeting scheduled for a certain time and the person is not there, trust me, I walk out from that meeting. That person comes in 5 minutes late, I basically tell them, go and reschedule the meeting. Why? Because they got to respect my time like I would respect their time. So, very important. Respect is a key thing, especially when it comes to time. Remember, time is money, right? Time lost is gone forever. So, we got to get in this habit of respecting that. Now, we do need time management in our lives to save on time, to reduce stress, to function effectively, and to also increase our work output. If we know what our goals and targets are, we are going to manage our time much more efficiently to get to that point. Okay, and also we are going to have more control over our job responsibilities. Now imagine if your boss says he wants a report by end of day Friday and you don't have that report ready. What's going to happen? Well, first time you'll say, okay, it's not a problem, do it on Monday. Second time you do it, he's not going to take it lightly. Third time, he's not going to take it lightly. Eventually, it's going to lead to a bad reputation for you at your workplace. And whenever there's a promotion or anything coming up, you're going to be the last one on there. So very importantly, you've got to take your time management seriously. Get into this habit, get into this practice of actually doing this, right? Like I said, use your time effectively, have some effective planning skills. If you're not sure what it's all about, do some research, go onto Google and understand what time is about and how important time management is about. I always say to people, you're never going to be late for your funeral, right? That time is a calling. You got to be there. So it's the same thing in life. Always set goals and objectives. When you're setting goals and objectives, set deadlines for it. Now, I'll give you an example with deadlines. I'm a SAP certified consultant by trade. When I wrote my exams or when I did my studying, I studied from a help CD and I wrote my exams. But the important thing here is I set my exam date 3 months into the future and I fixed it, I paid for it. The reason being I wanted to set a deadline and I knew if I missed that deadline, I would have lost money and I would have lost time. So I did everything in my power to set this date in advance and work towards it. And I did it. I passed the first time. So it's as simple as that. Set deadlines and become serious about it as well. So right time on right activities is also important. You don't want to waste time doing something else. Do you want to be busy in life or do you want to be productive? Yes, what's the meaning of busy? Busy is going onto Facebook, liking posts like, commenting, etc. That's just busy. It's keeping yourself busy. It's passing time. But is it adding value to your life? Are you being productive enough? Is it going to make a difference to your business? Not at all, right? Liking a post is not going to bring you money in. You got to be productive on any social media out there as well. Now, I want you to do an exercise or just think about something. How valuable is your time? Think about this for a second, and I'll give you an example. I've worked for many years as a contractor, and as you would know, contractors get paid by the hour or by the day. Now, let's use the hour scenario. I work 8 hours per day. If I work 3 hours for the day only and lose 5 hours, I would have lost money. So this is how valuable it is to make sure you make your time count at the same time as well. So if you have an 8-hour work shift, work your 8 hours, make sure you maximize it so that you can get paid for it as well. Time really is money and it's important as well. Okay. The other thing I want to actually highlight to you as well, stay away from negative people because negative people become too draining and it becomes a waste of your time. You don't have that luxury of time. We all don't have the luxury of time. You can see what's happening with the world at the moment. It's erupting. And if we all stall and we don't take immediate action and make our time count or make our time productive, we are not going to get to that diamond level. So you got to make everything count for you. Here's some quotes from a few people. It's use your time wisely. Now, William Penn says, time is what we want most, but what we use worst. Think about it for a second. Time is what we want most. We all want time. We all want family time. We all want time to ourselves, but we use it the worst because we don't know how to manage our time. We don't know how to use it wisely. The second one is the common man is not concerned about the passage of time. The man of talent is driven by it. Now, you see, all of us on the call, we are leaders. We are driven by a vision. We are driven by the talent that we have. We are driven by success. So that is why we make our time count. All of you that got on this call, congratulations for that, because you are showing the interest and you are willing to come out here and learn different skills that we all actually bring to you as well. So Stephen Covey says the key is not spending time, but in investing in it. Now, how true is this, right? You're not spending time just relaxing at the beach or in the park or so. You're investing in it. And how are you investing in it? You're investing yourself and your valuable time into your business, because at the end of the day, the reward is going to be coming to you and nobody else. Okay? So William Shakespeare says it very politely, make use of time, let not advantage slip. So take advantage of all these opportunities that are knocking on our door, and let's abuse it. Let's use it to the best of our ability, ladies and gentlemen. These are some steps that you can put on, steps to effective time management. You have a vision. We all do have a vision with the world opportunity, right? We all dream of this, not dream, we visualize this mansion that we're in, the cars that we're driving in, the family vacations we're taking, the vacations we're taking all as a team, as friends. So always visualize it, have a long-term vision at all times, have a vision board in your room, do something that you look at every single day. For example, I have in my room, I have a vision, I have my target set or my goals, and every single day when I wake up, I'm looking directly at this because it's a reminder every single day. Hey, are you working towards this? Are you getting anywhere close? So these are things you need to do. You need to prioritize yourself. You need to do proper scheduling. If you feel there's certain tasks that are not for you and not going to add value to you, especially at work or anywhere else, you delegate those tasks. Okay. Also, improve your concentration. How do you improve concentration? Listen to motivational videos. Listen to Les Brown, Tony Robbins, and the likes of it. Nick Vujicic. These guys are unbelievable. Just by listening to it 10 minutes a day, 5 to 10 minutes a day, listen to any motivational video at the start of your day will be beautiful. It'll be so productive. And also, before you get to bed, spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes listening to motivational videos again. Why? Because you want to wake up the next morning with the same image in your mind that you listen to this motivational video and it makes so much more sense. Watch how you will wake up in the morning and how much more better you will feel. Okay, always be well organized. Organization is the key, especially if we're presenting to a crowd of new members. We want to be there at least an hour and a half on time. We want to set up, we want to make sure everything is intact before we start our presentation. So again, time management is very important. Reduce interruptions, very important. Remember I said you are in charge of the presentation. You are running with the presentation. It's your rules. It's your room to run with. Anybody that answers their cell phone or their phone's ring, stop it there and then and tell them exactly, can you kindly switch off your phone or can you take the call outside? Okay, so be assertive, be bold. Make sure that all your meetings are efficient at the same time as well, because you want to bring out effective communication. You want to make sure you communicate properly to everyone and your point is clear and it gets through as well. Okay, we all are not perfectionists. We will never be perfect. So try to avoid perfectionism as much as possible. And I always go back to being assertive. Very, very important. Be assertive and get your point through. Okay. So in saying that, I want to thank you for your time. At this stage, I'm just going to open up the calls. It was a short presentation, but I wanted to get the message across to every single one of you. And I'm glad that you joined the call, because you guys that are on the call, I see the work effort and the work ethic coming out from you guys. And I must say, I really, really enjoy working with every single one of you. So at this time, I'm just going to open it up for any questions or comments. And yeah, and then we can move forward from there. So we'll start with, let's start with the ladies first. So we'll start with Tasmin.
Always Tasmin first. um, Nolan, thank you very much. Yeah, this was a good reminder of how we should be, doing our presentations, and as well as that in terms of time management. I mean, myself with 7 children, people wonder how the heck do I work and at the same time look after them. So that is definitely important. Time management is important. If you're not on the call on time, it makes you, especially if you have a lot of members coming in on the call, what does it look like to the new members when you are late on the
Yeah.
call as well? So that is very important. And I will also try my best to be locked and loaded, because you do have network issues. So you want to, come on 15 minutes earlier just in case. So yes, I appreciate this training. It's a good reminder, and it's something that I definitely will keep reviewing on a daily basis just to keep me on track. And I love the motivation part of it. It is very good to listen to motivation before I sleep and when I wake up. I do it like religiously. So along with my prayers. So this was a good presentation. I thank you. And yeah, it was a good reminder. So I'll definitely keep that along with me.
Great.
Thanks, Nolan.
Thank you very much, Tasmin. Really appreciate that. And going back to your network question, uh, to be to be bluntly rude, we're all in a business, so we should make sure our networks are in order all the time, right?
Exactly. Exactly. They have to be.
Great. Yeah, no, thank you very much, Tasmin. So, Balaji?
What can I say? It's the training is so short yet so powerful, and what I've been able to pick out of this training is timing is simply everything. Like, if you do everything at the right time, time will determine the right place, it will determine the right mood, it will determine the right situation, it will determine the right opportunity, and it will determine the right outcome. So timing sort of cuts across all horizons of life. If you get the timing wrong, if you underrate timing, if you don't take advantage of timing, you're going to lose out. So basically, timing cuts across everything. And for you to be really successful in whatever you're doing, be it business, be it family, be it you helping someone, be it you saving someone, it all boils down to timing. So I think you actually picked the right elements when it comes to life itself. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this training. And I'm so happy that it's being recorded. So I can't wait to watch it again. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, Balaji. Thank you very much for your leadership as well. I must say, I'm really, really impressed with the way you're running with things. You've really, really stepped up massively. So congratulations on that, and keep going as well. Okay,
Thank you so much.
great, pleasure. So we can go to Dr. Addy. I see Dr. Addy on the call.
Dr. Adi, Dr. Performer.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Well, it's been a lovely presentation. Like Mubalaji said, you have picked a very important or two most important topics. One, talking about time. The importance of time cannot be overemphasized in any aspect of your life, be it business or family matters, and even religious matters. Religious matters. You need to keep to time. You need to be on time. It's unfortunate that we in this part of the world we are adopting the issue of African time. A particular prospect actually asked me when we were trying to launch our business. We were doing the business launch. The prospect asked me that is it African time? I asked, what do you mean by African time? I've given you time, trying to present at the time we have told you. Time is very key, and we should, as much as possible, on our own part, try to eradicate or remove the mentality about African time. So we should always try to be on time and to be a good example. When you're on time, when you keep everything tight, it can be a point of consideration even for your prospect. The other one that I'm impressed about is the timing concerning presentation, how you go about your presentation. One of the things that is, painting network marketing in the bad light in our environment is when when they exaggerate the importance of the product or service, and when they are trying to market, they stretch it beyond measures. So it's one of the reasons why a lot of people now, as soon as I get in, things will start moving. One of the major reasons why I so much fell in love with Word is, in fact, before you start your presentation, is what you want to talk about. Don't think you are coming here to just sit down and make money.
Yeah.
So it's a very important one. You must know the components, what you want to talk about when you are presenting. You must time yourself. In fact, when you are doing PowerPoint presentation, usually, in fact, some of the time we don't even touch the tabs because you set it. At a particular number of seconds, the next slide move by itself. So you are already organized. So you are on time. So you have dealt a very important topic tonight, and I'm pleased to have been able to join the meeting because I'm not always available for the meeting. So I thank God I'm here today to listen to your presentation. Thank you very much, Mr. Nolan.
It's a pleasure, Dr. Eddie. Thank you very much for your kind comments. And you're absolutely right. When we're presenting, you don't want to oversell the product. You want to be to the point. Keep it very, very simple. Always use the KISS principle. Keep it very, very simple. And the idea is to capture your audience.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, I see. Who's on Galaxy S6?
Keep it short.
That's Madam Yemisi. Madam Yemisi.
Good evening. I just came in.
Ah, okay.
Sorry. I missed the presentation, but I will go through it since it's recorded.
Okay, we will send you the recording.
How are you all?
We good, thanks. And yourself?
Fine. I'm okay. Okay, thanks.
That's great. Pleasure. I see we got Olua Femi as well on the call.
Can you unmute yourself, Olua Femi? Thank you.
The first catch, they've got their first tonight. But they beat Max.
Your network is ready.
Driven across to Sufi.
No, we can't actually hear you. You're breaking up, huh?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.